Hello and welcome to this mini video series where I will show you how you can increase your reach and income by selling your digital sewing patterns in other languages. So firstly, why would you offer your digital sewing patterns in other languages other than English? Well, firstly, you will significantly increase your reach and revenue. Uh, everyone these days seems to be speaking English. But trust me, there's a lot of people who simply don't. And so basically, you're limiting yourself and your business potential because your work isn't seen by these people. I know, and I know translating is an additional cost, but they are affordable options. If you want to know more about this, you can just shoot me an email, and I'll send you my price list, and you can see if it works for you or not. But you can go through other stores, or you could even do it yourself if you are bilingual. But you do not need to be bilingual. And in this video series, I'll show you how easy it is. And so you can just follow these steps with whichever language you choose to have your pattern translated. But I'll show you with mine, which I sell my patterns in French. So in this first video, I'll show you how to add your bilingual patterns on Etsy, which is the easiest platform to use for sewing patterns. Now, you may not sell your patterns on Etsy. You may just sell them on your own website, and that's okay. You can just post your bilingual patterns on your own website, and that's it. But the good thing about Etsy is that it's international. So when French people or others open Etsy, it's all in French. But if you do not set up your shop in French, it will appear in English. So you may lose a bunch of customers who do not speak English. So I'll show you how to set up your shop and list your sewing patterns on Etsy in another language because it's the easiest one. So let's start with that one. So we'll get straight on to setting up your shop in English. So if you go on the left side, you go so shop manager, and then you click on setting, and then you will see these languages and translation here. You just click on it. Now, you do not need to set up your shop in whatever language. You can see I didn't even translate mine. I should, and I will eventually. But so basically, to set up in another language, you can see mine is set up in French. So you will have this little tab there, which says manage language, and then you'll just pick your language. That's it. So, and then you'll see the language that you've selected on the top there. Then you will have this tab there that says listing translation. So if you click on it, view listings, you will have your existing listings on there. So I'll show you with one of mine. Let's click the first one. So this is how your listing appears. And I should mention, here it often gives you the option to switch to a new version or to the old version. For translation, you need to use the old version because it does not appear on the new version. So you go at the bottom. So if you did not set up a language, it will stop right there at marketing. But if you did set up another language, like we did before, you will have this little section there that says translation. And then it says French-speaking shoppers will see these listing details. So your listing will be in French and will appear in French. And if you order a translation from me, I will give you a template with the translation. Luckily here it's all in English. Yeah, so it will be easy to follow. I will just give you that translation to put in the title, and then I will give you the description translation to put in there. So that's fairly simple. And I will also give you some French tags to use that represents your pattern. So that's how it works. Now, be mindful that Etsy does have a limit on downloads for files for the sites. So if you have a lot of files for a big pattern, for example, I recommend you to transform your files into bilingual files. Meaning, for example, you have a pattern in English and you want a different one for French, it will just increase the size and you may not be able to publish it. So it's better to offer a bilingual pattern with on your patterns you will have English and French or another language. This will significantly reduce the size because otherwise it's just too big, because your tutorial can't be bilingual, you will have to have a new one. So this just adds up. And also creating a zip file is usually really helpful in order to reduce the size of your file. So yeah, bilingual files are best for Etsy. So let's say you've translated all of your listings. Now you want to translate your shop. Again, you can order a translation from me or from somewhere else, or you can generate one online. Just be mindful that it won't be necessarily accurate for certain terms. When it comes to technical things like sewing or other industry, you have to be careful with your translation. It just has to make sense, because it will just, if a French person reads something that's not perfect, that doesn't really make sense, they will simply not order your pattern. So I think it's important to offer a really good translation. So if you do order one from me, I will give you a document, a template document. Here it's all in English, so it's easy to follow, and you will just have to copy and paste the translation corresponding to each little box. So I'll give you the title, the announcement, and whatever you want to put on. And also the section, if you divided your shop into sections, for example, kids pattern, ladies pattern, accessory, or whatever. So this is how you set up your Etsy shop in another language. So that's it for Etsy. In the next video, I'll show you how to do it on Makerist, makerist.com, which also has a French website and a German website. So you can post in 3 different languages.